Do you then believe in a part of the book and disbelieve in the other? What then is the reward of such among you as do this but disgrace in the life of this world, and on the day of resurrection they shall be sent back to the most grievous chastisement? And Allah is not heedless of what you do. 86 These are they who buy the life of this world for the hereafter, so their chastisement shall not be lightened, nor shall they be helped.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Sulman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, Breaker of Seven Seals. Okay, we'll try again, brothers and sisters. Someone hacked into my system and changed all my sound settings. So I reset everything. So see how long that lasts. I expect this type of things, brothers and sisters. And now, oh, I'm getting it wrong. Hold on, brothers and sisters. Oh, they got me again. Got me again. Hold on. Yeah, I guess I'm okay. Oh, I guess I'm okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. Check my sign periodically just to make sure. Anyway, brothers and sisters, it's definitely gonna be short because I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna first part, probably the second part either later this evening or probably tomorrow. So let's proceed. Like again, these people here is obviously guilty of the statement just made there. Like I said, there's two things. They believe in part, disbelieve in the other. If you read Malachi, you talk about Elijah, but it clearly says he prepared the way before the messenger of the covenant. They tell you, oh, Elijah's the last one. He's the eternal leader of the nation of Islam when he says it clearly, he prepares the way for the messenger of the covenant. They never mention that part. Leaving part of the book, disbelieve in the other. It said most grievous chastisement. Then take that a little step further. He's the messenger of the covenant, right? What covenant? Abrahamic covenant. So you go over there, and they do the same thing over there. Because they mention the part of our affliction, right? Our servitude, 400 years. But when it gets to part of the reward, we ain't going nowhere. It says right there, Arabia, between the River Euphrates, River Egypt, look at the map. We ain't going nowhere. So he's calling God a liar. It's Farrakhan calling God a liar. That's God says it's a covenant. That means that's his word. That means it's going to happen. He said, no, of a surety. I said, no, we ain't going no damn where. So you be the judge. Because you will be called to account. Because some people, you're going to be asked, well, what, didn't you hear that? What did you make of it? Oh, I just listened to what Farrakhan said. Okay. Then you get the same thing Farrakhan gets. Move on, brothers and sisters. I moved quickly because I plan to be halfway through this by now. And they're guilty of that. It's two clear state. These are pillars of Elijah Muhammad, right? Messenger of the covenant that he prepared the way for, that Farrakhan stole the Nation of Islam. He prepared the Nation of Islam for the messenger of the covenant, who he's supposed to purify and take home, but they stole it by a thief who stopped out the nation, who'll be cursed with a curse, cursed with cancer. 55 in 1991. Come on, brothers and sisters. And let's talk.
And whether you like it or not, the new ruler is black. He have hair like lamb's wool, and he has feet like burnished brass.
Another problem right there. He just tell you the scripture is Son of Man, yet they tell you Master Muhammad, Son of Man. And sometimes they say Farrakhan is that scripture neither. That's kind of his mouth. That scripture neither fits neither one of them. He doesn't have hair like lamb's wool. He have his like his devil father. His father's the devil, and that's definitely not Master Muhammad's description. So it's neither one of them. But they tell you it is. But he just gave the description.
So long till they don't know the birth record, so they just say from remotest antiquity, this is the house that God used to manifest his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and power in and through. Where is he now? Wherever he want to be. I'm not going to say I know where he is, but I'm glad his power is everywhere. I think I know where he is. I don't want to say because I could be wrong. But he's wherever he wishes to be. Are we to pray and worship Master Farad Muhammad? You don't worship the flesh of any man, because the flesh is going to die. But in that flesh is a wisdom and a power superior to any human being on the earth. So when we look to Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, we look to him. And when he ain't no longer here, the power is going to be here. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he would live a minimum of 400 years, but 400 years ain't no time. He'll be gone. But before he goes, the foundation of what he lays will never be erased from the planet. That's a God. He prays. He prays. He don't pray to himself. You don't say, surely I have turned myself to me. Who does he pray to? He prays in remembrance of him who originated that which he came in. He came in this body. You can't ignore him who originated this. Anyway, it's deep. It's a big subject. I want to say to my Muslim brothers, when I was in Mecca,
Enough of that. I'm not going to take time to comment on this too much. But, you know, if you listen to that thing last Sunday, right? He's going to tell you Allah does, doesn't do. He had no idea what Allah does, doesn't do. They always tell him, well, Allah can't do this, he can't. How do you know what he can do? He can do whatever he wants to do. If he wants to do evil, he can do evil. Everything came from Allah. It says so. From Allah you came, from Allah you returned. So that means everything in the creation came from that being. Everything in creation. And you say everything is under the will of Allah, so that means the evil is his will also. See, you can't talk like that because that makes sense. And then you go destroy Adam in the Quran. Remember, this is Quran, right? Where he says he's going to put somebody in charge to make mischief blow. And Iblis said, what the hell are you doing? You're going to tell me to submit to somebody that's wicked, make me shed blood? Then you're going to judge me as being errant? And you're going to support that one? And the angels, you better submit to this one. So what was that? What was that, fool? Was God doing evil there? He telling people to submit to evil? You want to say, was that Yaqub? No. See, they talk, and they run their mouth, and they don't understand. The Quran said you will be given account for everything you say, every atom's weight. And their tongue's going to literally right out their mouths because they're saying stuff they have no idea what they're talking about. Explain that one. Explain why everybody's supposed to submit to somebody make me shed blood. Explain that one. I'm going on and on. Well, I can't do it. He like we could force Allah to do something. Well, he'll answer your prayers. What if you don't want to answer your prayers? 1 years we didn't answer our prayers, did he? And about Allah, about Master Muhammad praying, that's a goddamn lie. God Muhammad never said anything close to that. Master Muhammad didn't pray. He recited the Quran and the lessons 4 to 5, 6 to 8 hours a night, walking back and forth. He ain't prayed to anybody. He's the God. Who's going to pray to? And what he's telling you is that you pray to a mystery God because he's telling you you're praying to something that's not flesh. And Elijah Muhammad made very clear, God's a man. You can't make other than a man. And if you make other than a man, it's less than a man. But now he said, oh, no. See, because he's calling Elijah, he's not only calling Elijah a liar, but he's calling God a liar. Because God, and you go in the covenant, but they don't mention the message of the covenant. Why don't mention that? And they don't mention the covenant itself. But God says after the 40 years, we will return and tell exactly where it is, Arabia, between the Euphrates and with Egypt. And he said, we ain't going nowhere, so they're calling God a liar. And you still with this? Okay, you stick with it.
I gotta do this. Do you mind? Yes, I'm gonna do something. I don't want to put my brother on the spot. See, this is this. This is something else. Love and faith transcends color. And the reason why we embrace Father Pfleger as a brother is because we find him on the battlefield of justice, being a true disciple of Jesus. And the last thing I'll say is you'll never call us racist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because this day that we honor,
yes, sir,
Master Fard Muhammad, if you see an image of him, put his image up.
Yes, sir.
That's the man whose father was a black man and his mother a Caucasian. And how many of us have a parent that's a Caucasian or grandparent? It's not about color. It's about our submission to the will of God. And in that we find common ground and unity. So I'm only one shade lighter than you, so. And Mustafa maybe 4 more shades lighter. We a family.
Yes, sir.
Let's stay a family and be a family and love each other as God would have us to love each other. We love you, Father. Happy Savior's Day. Thank you. I had to do that. We love you.
One more time, brother.
That laughter is going to turn into tears of blood in a few more days. And I say literally a few more days, brothers and sisters. We're talking about this year. And you got to be careful. I can't get any people to understand things. They don't see how critical this is. See, because everything that comes out of their mouth is shit. I mean, literally. So what's the consequence of that? If shit's come out of your mouth, it's possible shit come back in your mouth. Think about that one. For the storm. So I'm bypass things about this because I'm gonna get as much as I can. I'm not gonna be able to get all in today, so I'm gonna get a few highlights and try to get the rest of this evening because I have something to do and a distraction. And so hopefully, definitely tomorrow, there's something else come up, sound issue. Okay. As I was saying before, you got these critical dates here: 1619, 2019. That's the 400 years that Abraham Covenant talks about. They don't want to get into that. They want to talk about that part, but they don't want to talk about the going home part. So that means leaving part of the book, disbelieving others. That's exactly what it says. It says that for them it was grievous chastisement. Okay. So then immediately a plague will come after that. Plague will kill the firstborn. Well, that's what COVID said was killing the elderly. And they passed over original black people. Go check it out. World Health Organization, WHO, they hid it, but finally they came out with it. It wasn't affecting Black Africa. They wasn't told for social distancing, wearing masks, any of that stuff. It was getting everybody else. It wasn't affecting Haiti. It didn't affect me. I was in my 70s at the time. It didn't affect me. I didn't take a shot at any of that stuff. You know, if you had to go, if you wanted to go on the street, you had to use a mask. They closed down the health clubs, but there was, whatever. So I'm gonna go past this quickly, brothers and sisters. So, and that plague came exactly on time. And Farrakhan did say it, speak to it 7 months later, it's in July. I was talking about explaining it to what would do, who would affect, right? Where it came from, everything. I got presentations out there explaining that, right? And then you got some other dates, 1948. See, you're talking about Antichrist. I'm going past this quickly, brothers and sisters. That's when Antichrist came. Antichrist is false Israel. They came, it said a star would rise in the east at the conception of the Christ. That's what Christ, Antichrist. Christ just means Messiah. You say Jesus Christ, you're saying Joshua, the Messiah. Because that's what he said in Greek. In Greek, Joshua the Messiah is Jesus Christ. It's just a language. They won't tell you that, but that's what it is. Check it out. So the Christ, he's an Antichrist. So when he wrote, the star rose in 1948, so that means his conception would be 1948. So that's one sign right there. Then 1990, right, would be the time he started his ministry, and that's when now is a major year because that's when they started their attacking in heaven, the Middle East. 1990. Actually, 1990 when it set up. 1990 when they actually went to war. 1990 when seals were broken. I really need one to talk about this in detail, bro. It's just something I can give you the short version. Hopefully, I can go get a long version later on today or tomorrow. But it tells you, the angel tells you that these things will happen as he opened the seals. So what's happening in the Middle East right now is a consequence of this that so-called war. Because remember, they said they haven't able to start that conquest thing, the 7th state, where General Wesley Clark, what his name was, Iraq, and then Syria, and so boo, boo, boo. So it says that they were breaking the heavens. I can't give it to Justice, bro, because I really wanted to talk about that. At any rate, 1990, seals were broken, because it's, okay, let me put it this way. Every action is the opposite reaction. So here's this world. This world's in trouble. Everybody says the world's in trouble. People saying it's going to fall apart. Say falsehood is not going to last very long. America's in decline. Well, there's got to be something that's causing that. If you see wind's blowing, it's got to be, if you see leaves shaking, it's got to be something that's causing that. Wind blowing. So if this world's in decline, it means something is forcing in decline. That means it's an opposite force in play. Because it's not in decline by itself. There has to be something that's causing it to react that way. Everything that happens is an action or reaction, period. Everything is just energy. So either your action or your reaction. So if they're acting that way, that means they're reacting to something that's against them. Because they don't want the world in decline. They don't want things to fall apart. They don't want war. So it's something opposing them that's causing this, and it's getting worse all the time. So it's a force. It's a force that's counter. That's up, right? So if this is all lies and falsehood, and there's a truth that's in play, that's growing, because you can tell how it's growing by the effect it's having. You can tell nature of the wind by the effect it has on the leaves. See, you don't see it that way, because the point is, if this world's changed, it means it has to start out as a little, right, and grow and go. It's like a child, right? You start as a sperm, and you can't even see it, and next thing you know, it keeps growing and growing and growing, and that's what's happening. And so, what's the nature of it? If you look at it, you see things, you see signs of it with the nature of it, because all of a sudden you look on the internet, everybody talking about, Israel ain't really Israel. The original people, they wouldn't say all that stuff before. There's a lot of things. Of course, the new vibrations against these old vibrations. I'm going to leave it like that, brothers and sisters, right? So we said 1990, then 2020, played right on time. Those 3 dates right there. So more about it. Point that out. 1948, was there set up? It's conception of Suleiman, or Son of Man. 1990, when they started the conquest of what you call it, Middle East, what we're going to call it, right? 2020 was the end of our 40-year imprisonment, if you want to call it that, in the first plague. So all those things, keep those things in mind. Energy management, I talked about this before, I'm talking a little bit here. See, it's all energy management. It's like I said, if you throw a pebble or a marble, you got a pool, you got a little pond there, and it's totally still. There's no fish or anything. It's totally still, not moving, nothing moving in there. You throw a marble, I'll say you can get some waves. You know, you're going to get small waves, right? Because it's a little marble. But if you throw another marble right behind it, the waves get bigger. Resonance get bigger. That's why you got the whole pond moving. But first you saw a little bit. So it's changing, so it's moving. That's what's happening in the world right now. Because whatever's happening, it's whatever's opposed in this world is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Because this world is getting weaker and weaker and weaker. It's getting more dangerous. It's gotten to the boiling point. That means it's got to be something that's causing that. So you don't have to see the wind, you see the effect of the wind. But they will see the cause in a minute, because it says this gospel will be preaching all the world, then they will come over there, eventually they will see clearly what's causing it. But it says the angel will cause it, because that's the truth that comes to the world, and it explains everything. See? But it had to be somebody, right? The conduit, that truth to come through, that can handle it. Because it's just a book. Book is not doing anything. You have to activate it. Move on, brothers and sisters. So the thing is that it's a mind war. So what you want to do is you want to stop them throwing that pebbles in the water. Or you want to intercept the pebbles. Or you intercept the marble or whatever. See, that way you can stop the situation. You want to stop it if you can. If you can't stop the person destroying it, you try to slow them down, or intercept the marbles. And somebody hits you with a car, and they say they did by mistake. That doesn't stop. That make you feel better because now you're crippled for life, but they didn't mean to do it. It's the same thing. The effect is the same. That's what you put, and you're wise if you look at it the same way. So the thing is like I said, if you take and you have someone like Elijah Muhammad, he said, "Matter Muhammad reproduce itself in him." Then he left behind. So now you got two spreading that message. We had one before. So you got Suleiman said he would walk alone. So the point is, because you take and you invest in this person. So say for instance, like I said, for a year, you invest energy in that person, right? And they you're trying to ignite them, right? Light them up. They don't light up. So after a year, you wasted, that's all energy wasted, which you could have been way forward, spread information, changing it. Because remember, you stopped throwing those pebbles in there, the marbles. So you said, okay, I could stop doing that, right? So for a year, because after that, I'm gonna have 2 marbles going in there at the same time. See? So yeah, so I'm gonna make up the next year. I'll make up for that, and then I'll be doing twice as much, and so forth. So you understand what I'm saying? So but if you say after that, then that person after a year, nothing. That means you lost a whole year, and now you might have to start all over again because you wasted. That's why I said cut that tree down. Give it 4 years, it don't produce. Cut it down, because they're enemy to the message. Whether intentionally or not, they're enemy to the message. Because anybody gets in the way of this message, anybody gets where it gets crushed or broken or crushed, they're enemy to the message. And you have to assume they are intentional enemy, because the point is that this message came on a time when our people would have the energy, enough. We didn't have to do an energy deprivation, but have the energy, right, to move forward, to take control, to break this. So if they don't do it, that means because they don't want to do it, well, they have the energy to do it. They have the energy to do it. And that's one of the reasons why Levi's got to go through a tribulation. Main reason because Farrakhan stole the NOI from them, because that's where he lied and supposed to prayer. It was for him. 1990 comes along, and he's supposed to receive it. Farrakhan stole it. And he got cancer. He got robbing nation. He got cancer in 1991. See, because you can't take somebody that don't possess it. So it tells you when you got the angel, the nation belonged to him, because that's Elijah Muhammad was preparing the nation for him. Prepared the way before me, and he purified it. But Farrakhan intercepted, because the nation belonged to him in 1990 once he broke the seals. He stole it, right? Because he knew who the messenger of the covenant was. Read Mark. He knew. Because he called him out and said, "Wait, son of man," well, I forgot the name he used. Why do you mess? He knew. But he hid it. That's another story. I'm going to move on, brothers and sisters. Because that's energy management. So in other words, this energy could have been used. It's wasted because it could have used to put more vibration out there, because our people be affected by these vibrations, right, are positive for our people and negative for the devils. So if you stop doing it, that means the people are not being fed. Because it takes so much energy, right? It takes energy for everything. So it's going to take a certain amount of energy to energize our people. To get their mind back, to the energy for that. So that's what Suleiman's doing for 35 years. Keep putting energy out there. It's like you cook something. You can't put it in the oven all of a sudden just cook it like that. Maybe somebody would microwave or something, right? So that's what it is. So you gradually cook in their minds, right? Getting information slowly. Eventually, once they get, say if it takes this much energy to get their mind back. Okay? And so you can't put it in a microwave, right? So you keep doing it. Eventually, full turn. But somebody interfering with that, their minds has to be prepared at a certain time. We got a time frame here. Then people will be lost for lack of knowledge. Well, brothers and sisters, I got a lot more to say about that, but like I said, I really prepared to. I prepared to about 2 or 3 hours today, brothers and sisters, but whatever. Okay, I'm going to talk about this and I'm going to stop. Okay, Farrakhan, the golden calf. Now, you don't know what the golden calf is. Unless you know the angel, you don't know what the golden calf is. Hold on.
And it came to pass.
Hold on.
As soon as he And it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf, and the dancing, and Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hands, and brake them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made, and burned it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and strawed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it.
Now I'm gonna finish this part of it. I got a lot more. Right, I got one that's really. I don't think I'm sure. I'll debate what I should even talk about because it's very complicated. Right? But it's very powerful. Right? Anyway, see here. It's talking about the golden calf, but you don't know what the golden calf is. Students don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. No one knows what it is. They make all kinds of guesses. Angel Key tells you exactly what it is. It's a Sunnism. I would have them follow Sunnism, and that's what he has. Once you understand what it is, we can prove that what it is. So if you understand Angel Key, we can prove that's exactly what the golden calf is. There's no question about it. Right? Okay. Like I say, I give anybody $1,000 to prove I'm wrong. That I know I'm absolutely sure that that's right. So, but no, it's the golden calf. It's Sunnism is, period. It's also the jinn. But anyway, thing is that this time where they was doing the war. This war it's going to resume in a minute. Everybody tells you it's going to resume in a minute. This war will resume in a minute. Like I said, it will continue to the end of the year, but it will get end of September. That's when they're going to attack. It's going to be very dramatic. That's when false Israel is going to be. How should I say it? I say in jeopardy is what's burst in there, but I'm going to leave it there because I want to get to this, brothers sisters. Because when false Israel set up to stop us, to cloud our mind, in order to keep us from getting our mind back, because it's a false vision. People that have a vision perish. So we don't have a vision. What's the vision? What vision is Farrakhan giving you? The vision is that we Abraham seed, we're going home. That's the vision. They don't want you to know that. So they tell you, hey, they put false Israel up there. So we just we're supposed to be slaves. That's no story. I want to get back to this. So it says, see, this somewhat more complicated because it says Moses came. See, that's when the four winds blow. Moses is the fourth wind. Elijah is the fourth wind. See, none of this will make any sense to you if you don't understand it, okay? He's the fourth wind, so that's when people come together. Now people come together when the four winds blow, right? So he had them, Aaron had them, and Farrakhan says Aaron, so how come you don't put the two and two together? He claims Aaron, the one that takes after Elijah. Elijah said his worst hypocrite, we have him on tape saying it. If he misses himself. I mean, this stuff is so clear. You say, well, why is anybody there with him? It's so clear. I mean, it's so clear who he is. Right? As far as the devil, he missed that. As far as raped his mom. Well, anyway, the thing is, see, this gets to a point I'm going to get later on. That's what I want to propose, because always connect. It says what he did is with Sunnism, he said what he took, the golden calf represents Sunnism, right? Took the calf which they had made and burned in the fire, and ground to powder, and strewed it upon the water, and made the children drink of it. What the hell does that mean? He destroyed Sunnism, destroyed it. He just took it out of existence because it was fake. And that gets back to another point I would do later in here, where it talks about, it says this, I'm going to give you a hint and I'm going to close, brothers and sisters. Let me finish this here and then I'm going to close. But see, because he had the NOI, worship Sunnism. And their false mystery God. They said, that's what God told Moses, get down there, man. They're not worshiping the God anymore. They worship mystery God, and they ain't following your teachings. It says right there. It said, that's what it said. You're not following your teacher, none of that stuff. It's right there. You can read it. But he says, Aaron, he's the one following Elijah. So what's the problem? What's the problem with that? It seems simple. So they said, well, I don't believe that. Well, then you better leave the Bible alone then. I believe this part of the book, don't believe the other. You got a problem. I wonder how you call it. I mean, that's when the Quran says that. And then they make them drink of it. So in other words, they get punished for that. In other words, there's a consequence to them for them. That Sunni is because they're going to be broken apart. I'm going to give you a hint in a minute. Let me finish this here, brothers and sisters. I had this plan. I was getting all these dots because it's beautiful when you put it together. So I can't do it because, like I said, hopefully my sound is. Let me check my sound again. Later in here. Okay. Sounds so good so far.
And Moses said unto Aaron, What did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them? And Aaron said, Let not the anger of my Lord wax hot, thou knowest the people, that they are set on mischief. For they said unto me, Make us gods, which shall go before us, for as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. And I said unto them, Whosoever hath any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it me, then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf.
See, here's another thing. He's blaming the people. He's probably the leader. Remember that this is after Elijah's departed. How can you miss it? And then he's blaming the people for what he did. He's probably the leader. But no, it's their fault. And then he says they're evil and wicked. See, they incline to evil. He's the accuser of our people. You got to atone. You're wicked. It's sinful. That's not Elijah Muhammad's taught. That's not what the angel teaches. That's not what the Bible teaches either. That's what he teaches because he's a demon. He follows the devil. Let's go with the next one, brothers and sisters. Then I think there's one more here.
Now when Moses saw that the people were out of control, for Aaron had let them get out of control to the point of being an object of ridicule among their enemies, Moses then stood at the gate of the camp, and said, Whoever is for the Lord, come to me. And all the sons of Levi gathered together to him. And he said to them, This is what the Lord, the God of Israel says, Every man of you put his sword on his thigh, and go back and forth from gate to gate in the camp, and kill every man his brother, and every man his friend, and every man his neighbor. So the sons of Levi did as Moses instructed, and about 3,000 men of the people fell that day.
You understand this? Aaron got killed too. Because remember, he went back to Aaron's camp. He says, those with the Lord. In other words, they wasn't with Aaron. They left Aaron. Those with the Lord. They left Aaron. He went to Aaron's camp. He pulled the people out that was with the Lord. In other words, they was there, but they wasn't with Aaron. They was just there. They were seeking the message of the covenant, but that's get too complicated, brothers and sisters, for some of you. They said the message of the covenant would suddenly come to his temple. So if you know it's coming, that's where you want to be. But they wasn't with him because he said those with the Lord. That means they wasn't with him. They was just there, waiting for the message of the covenant. And so then Moses pulls them out. And it kills all the ones left behind, which will include Aaron with it. Okay, I'm going to jump ahead and hopefully I can go through the whole sequence. I want to show you something real quick while I can find it.
And in the 420th day, the prince of the king, and one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, How long shall it be?
Okay, brothers, this is the point. I'm going to close. The next, what they're going to, what are you going to say the next one? What are you going to tell you is, it talks about in Daniel when all those things will happen. And the holy people, if you understand the angel key, holy people represents the Arabs, Sunnism. What he's saying there, it says it wouldn't happen. Remember that what Moses did to them? Moses destroyed, Sunnism destroyed it. The whole religion destroyed it. Right? Put into it. And so, if you understand the angel key, the holy people represent them also. So this is what Daniel has to say about it. Let me go ahead and play it.
And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, How long shall it be to the end of these wonders? And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth for ever that it shall be for a time, times, and an half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished.
Okay, there's a lot to this, bro. I can't get to it now. A lot to this. The bottom line is, the scattering of the power of the holy people. That's the Arabs, Sunnism. It's been under attack. Because remember, they're the jinn, and they be cursed. So they haven't had a victory in 500 years. Adam has been kicking their ass for 500 years. Gog and Magog, American Britain. But it says this won't happen today. Their power is totally shattered. That's what's about to happen. I've been telling you, right? Those who've been paying attention, this war, where it's going to end is Iran is going to take control of the Middle East. They're going to defeat the dragon. So you know, the dragon, that's also them. Defeat him and break their power, break his power. So as soon as it's going to be broken, right? Ishmael, the whole area is broken. Then we're going to take our land back. It'll be broken. That's what it's saying. It says that that's and because this war is going to cause all this stuff to happen over there. This war, that's the result, and that's causing it. That's the result because the Indians causing all this to happen. But that war result in the Arabs totally lose control of the Middle East, losing total control of it. Also, that's what Iran's been threatening. If y'all help America, we're going to take you down. We take false Israel down, we're going to take you down too. And that's the result, which you're going to see in a few more days. So I tell you, that's one of the things that will happen. I'm giving you a very short version because there's a lot to this, brothers and sisters. A lot to this that you can't see, right? It's a lot to this. I'm giving you a short version. So that's all the things. If you talk about chapter 12, I explain the whole thing, but putting all this together. It says when that war goes on, because it says when that war goes on, resumes, the king of the north, they're going to just come after king of the south like a whirlwind. False Israel, America, Britain, Magog, knock them out of the Middle East. False Israel go down. That's when we're going to realize that we choose Abraham. It's going to be clear because false Israel, if they was true to Abraham, they couldn't go down. When they go down, right? Iran's going to take control of the whole Middle East. That's power. As soon as we broke in, control the whole Middle East. That's what it means to be broken. At that time, that's when we rise up. When winds are blowing, we rise up. They're going to attack us to stop us from rising up. Try to stop us. It's not going to happen. Then Farrakhan will be exposed during the same period of time and cast down by his own people. So that's a short version. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. Hopefully I can get a long version. If you see a long version, there's a whole lot to this. And if you keep up, some of you not going to be able to keep up because one of them is like off the page. Let me just page through this for a minute. Fake Islam, Antichrist Judgment. Some titles here. Let's talk about it.
God is device.
A lot of my people, Lightbridge, Farrakhan. Yeah, a lot of brothers and sisters. They got in the mess of my sound. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. So I'll fix it. So hopefully they stay fixed. Mesh of the covenant. Nancy, I had a lot to talk about.
Hold. I will.
Got that?
And signed.
So hopefully later on
was
today
seen
or
in the
unless something comes to me tomorrow.
and occurred war in the heaven. And when saw the dragon netted,
Put all this together. Tie it all together for you.
or do you think that you will enter?
Tie it all together for you, Bill. Since, like I said, we had issues. I spend an average about 5 hours a day for 2 or 3 hours preparing, hour and an hour to hour 2.5 presenting. And that's without any technical issues. Yes, sure, and brothers and sisters, I had a lot to talk about that issue. That's what I was going to do with today. I really don't want to go in. I really want to take my time and get the whole thing because it all fits together. That was a per point. Chacha, how all this fits together. That climate change. Okay, I just want to say this last thing, bro, since you get a hint here. You know, say for instance, you live in the winter. All you know is the winter. You've never experienced anything but the winter. You think it's winter, that's the way the planet is. So you build your house, you build everything, you big igloos like Eskimos, right? And your whole society is built on the winter. Like people living like Eskimos and stuff, right? Right? So you build everything and then all of a sudden spring comes in, you know anything about any spring. You thought you grew up in the winter, right? Say the winter lasts 1,000 years. And you didn't know that spring comes after winter. So you done built your whole society based on the winter. Igloos and all that stuff, right? Ice. And then spring comes, what the hell is that? global warming. That's going to destroy everything we got. See? But now, if you was a spring person and you got caught up in the winter, you be a slave to the winter people because you don't know what to do, man. Hey, can you beg them? Hey, can you help keep me warm? You don't know how to keep, because they know how to deal with the winter. And you freezing, man. You uncomfortable. You see? And hey, man, you can get my igloo if you do some work for me. You see what I'm saying? You got that base idea. So, you may know about spring, you may not, but they don't know. All of a sudden, spring comes in. Hey, that's in your favor, ain't it? But from their point of view, that's terrible for them. That's global warming. That's what global warming is, brother and sister. It's your new reality coming in. Assalamu alaikum.